I'm so glad you're joining us today. Let's take a minute to use our imagination, and I want you to think of the moment when God, the master craftsman, sketched your existence. He designed your hair, your smile, and everything that makes you. Before your first heartbeat, He knew you intimately because He has been there since the beginning, creating you. And He didn't create you as a statistic or a random occurrence. He created you with purpose. Your life, every twist and turn, every joy, every tear, has been part of His grand design. Isn't that amazing? The fact that God doesn't just create aimlessly, but that He always creates with purpose. And that's the key point for today, is that God knows me and He has a plan for me. Yes, God knows you because He created you and He has an amazing plan for you. He knows you perfectly. I think even better than you know yourself, and He still loves you the most. This takes us to our memory verse. Let's look at it together. O Lord, You have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts even when I'm far away. Psalm 139, 1-2. God sanctified you. He set you apart for a unique purpose. Like a potter molding clay, He shaped your talents and passions and quirks. And you're not an accident. You are consecrated and created with purpose, and your life echoes God's intention. The Bible story today serves as an evidence for that. We find it in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah wasn't an ordinary young man. God had ordained him as a prophet to speak truth, to challenge kings, and comfort nations. His horizon extended beyond his hometown. Likewise, God calls us beyond our comfort zones. We're not just spectators, we're participants in God's redemptive story. Let's read the calling of Jeremiah's life, starting in this book. The Lord gave me this message. I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart, and I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. O sovereign Lord, I said, I cannot speak for you. I'm too young. And the Lord replied, don't say I'm too young, for you must go wherever I send you and say whatever I tell you. And don't be afraid of the people, for I will be with you and will protect you. I, the Lord, have spoken. Then the Lord reached out and touched my mouth and said, look, I have put my words in your mouth. Today I appoint you to stand up against nations and kingdoms. Some you must uproot and tear down, destroy and overthrow. And others you must build up and plant. Jeremiah 1, verses 4-10. Jeremiah stepped into his calling, trembling yet resolute, and God's words echoed, I knew you. Every tear, joy, struggle, they were part of God's plan. And Jeremiah's life wasn't an accident. It was intentional because God knew him and had a plan for him. And just as God knew Jeremiah, He knows each one of us. Our identity is rooted in being known by God, and we too have a purpose. God appoints us to specific roles, whether a parent, a friend, workers, ministers. Fear and inadequacy may arise, but God's assurance remains. I am with you. Our identity is not defined by our limitations, but by God's calling and His empowerment. And remember, like Jeremiah, you are known and you have great purpose. God's blueprint for your life isn't hidden. He's revealed it to us in His Word. So you can learn more about God, about yourself, and about the amazing purpose He created you for by spending time talking to Him in prayer and reading about Him in the Bible. Let's embrace our purpose, trusting the one who formed us and has a plan, a beautiful, unfolding purpose for each of us. And may our hearts resonate with that whisper, before I formed you, I knew you. Always remember that God knew you before He created you, and that's our key point for today. God knows me and has a plan for me. Our memory verse says, O Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts even when I'm far away. Psalm 139, 1-2. Embrace this truth for you today. God knows you and has a plan for you.